Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Selenium interview questions. That is, why to use TestNG with Selenium WebDriver? Let me answer. In Selenium automation projects, we use TestNG for getting several benefits. Like with the help of TestNG, we can control the flow of the execution of the automation scripts, that is Selenium automation scripts. Okay, this is possible with the help of different annotations: at the rate test, at the rate before method, at the rate after method, at the rate before class, at the rate after class. Like this, many annotations are there in TestNG, using which we can control the flow of the execution of the code. The order in which the code need to be executed can be changed with the help of this different annotations. What need to be executed first, what need to be executed later, all things can be decided with the help of annotations. Then we can enable the parallel execution. At the same time, multiple automation scripts need to run in order to save the execution time. Okay, so that is possible with the help of TestNG. Has a mechanism where we can enable the parallel execution of running the automation scripts at the same time, to save the time. And prioritizing the test. If you have multiple tests and you want one test to be running first and the other test to run second, after that another test, you want a particular order. In that, you can prioritize them. TestNG will provide a mechanism where you can give priority for this test to run one after the other. So after this test only, other test will run, like that. So verify test. You see, the purpose of testing is to verify whether it is working fine or not. If it is not working fine, we have to fail the test. If it is working fine, we have to pass the test. So TestNG provides a mechanism to verify the test with the help of assertions. We have several assertions in TestNG, using which we can either pass or fail the test as part of verification. Then we also have this parameterization mechanism, where instead of having this data, hard-coded data in the individual automation scripts like application URL, browser name, etc., instead of providing them in the individual automation scripts, we centralize them in TestNG XML file, and from there we can pass it to the TestNG test methods. So that is possible in TestNG. And then in TestNG, with the help of TestNG, we can implement data-driven testing. For example, there is a single test, but that test need to be run with multiple sets of data. For example, there is a login test and there are 100 credentials, usernames and passwords. We have to see whether all these 100 usernames and passwords are working fine or not. In that case, you don't have to create hundreds of tests for each and every data set. Rather, you create only one test and make it in such a way that you pass the data from another method to this test method, and this test method will be called the number of times the number of sets of data are there. That is data-driven testing, which is possible with the help of TestNG in Selenium automation. And also, we can enable or disable the test from running. So if you want a particular test not to run, you can disable the test from running with the help of TestNG features. We can group the test or categorize the test. We can group some test into the smoke testing category. We can group some test into the sanity testing. We can group some test into the regression testing category, and so on. That is possible with TestNG. And in TestNG, we have something known as listeners. So based on, these are TestNG listeners. So if the test fails, if you want to take a screenshot only for the failed test, then with the help of listeners, only that particular listener method will be activated, which will be activated when a particular test fails. And in that method, we'll write the code for taking the screenshot and attaching the screenshot to the reports, etc. So like that is one of the benefit of the listeners. We can implement TestNG listeners where they will react to the events triggered by the TestNG test. If a particular test fails, an event will be triggered and appropriate TestNG listener method will be activated. And in that, we'll write the appropriate code for taking the screenshot, etc. And also with the help of TestNG, we can generate the results reports. So Selenium by default doesn't have any capability to generate any test results report. So by integrating TestNG with the Selenium, then only we can get a report. That is TestNG report, in which we can clearly see which test got passed, which test got failed, and so on. So these are the major things that are possible by implementing or using TestNG with Selenium WebDriver, and there are many more, but these are the major ones that I covered in this session as part of the answer for this question. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye-bye.